Hello, I am DeviantArt, and I am a complete failure of an art sharing website and community. I make the current state of YouTube and its community guidelines seem decent in comparison. The reason why I am so hated is because my entire platform is inhabited with so much questionable, strange and perverted fetish artwork and other lazy shit with little to no effort put in it that are usually made by a bunch of creeps and losers who are all on FBI or MI6 watch lists and are just inches away of being put into a jail cell. Or some retarded kids who probably shouldn't even have access to the internet considering that they are probably too young to use it, but it's not like it matters anyway, since parents these days are too fucking irresponsible to properly watch over their sniveling shitcoins instead of leaving them to a bunch of electrical devices. Back then, I actually used to be a very thriving art community filled with many talented artists who love to share their works and skills. But unfortunately the same thing cannot be said about me today, as my user base now consists of so much autistic man-children who either can't draw for shit, are dense as fuck, and genuine shitheads who think they know better than everyone else when in all actuality they don't and should just fuck off and vanish off the face of the planet, let alone the fucking universe, and never see the light of day again. Such examples of these shitty artworks consist of fart fetish art, foot fetish art, pregnant belly art, toilet fetish art, tickle fetish art, diaper fetish, and several others that I literally cannot be bothered to list. But here's the catch, they all look absolutely god-fucking awful and look like a 70-year-old with severe learning difficulties through them. Or they are either lazily made in some overused anime-style platform like Nature Life. And for some reason all of this seems to outcompete some actually good and decent art that was actually made by someone who actually has proper talent and doesn't use their art skills for gross or weird shit. Although there are few NSFW artists who actually do NSFW art that is not as bad as these other quote-unquote artists and actually deserves praise. Ain't that some bullshit? And then, just when you thought that my user base couldn't be more lazier, my site is also currently being crowded with so many flowing memes which usually just involve pictures of cartoon or fictional characters copied and pasted from Google Images supposedly reacting to something or various other things. And just like the god-awful fetish art I am flooded with, these also seem to overshadow the actually decent art that's left on my platform. But on the topic of actual good NSFW art made by actually decent artists, my site moderators sometimes like to be a bunch of dicks and take them down even after the artist just shared them, despite the fact that either the character has been aged up or the character is the right age for NSFW art material. Yet we also sometimes allow actual lewd art involving some underage characters, or the disgusting and disturbing fetish art we previously mentioned, go scot-free. And most recently this decade, we began to open up the doorway to artificial intelligence-generated artwork, which is obviously nowhere near as perfect as traditional artwork made by real human beings by having my artwork be filled all over my platform. But the thing is that some of these AI-generated artwork also steals from others artists who put all their hard work into creating something truly amazing into whatever the fuck you call AI art, which, if you think about it, is actually damaging the art community, considering that people these days don't seem to want to organically make the art themselves and learn how to properly get good at it, and just let a computer program do all the work for them. And what's worse is, despite us having a no art theft policy in my platform, we also do literally jack shit about when someone has their art stolen by a no-life waste of a sperm cell who thinks it's cool to take other people's art and claim it as their own, which further proves our hypocrisy. And don't bother about filing a report. That feature is just there to make you feel better. Speaking of which, we also do the same to accounts that are purely just set up to spam a bunch of bullshit like fraudulent or dodgy links to God knows what, or accounts set up by people who just want to act like a bunch of dicks to other people all because they get a sick amusement out of it, basically cyberbullies and trolls. Oh, I also forgot. I am also filled with certain users who are also a bunch of hypocrites, just like our moderators who trash in actual decent art, even though they literally cannot draw for shit themselves either and think that they are smarter than everybody. This alone is proof positive that just like the current state of YouTube, as well as its CEO Neil Mahoney and its retarded bots for moderators, that we are nothing but a bunch of brain-dead morons who don't know how to grow our community and treat our content creators with the respect they truly deserve, and don't want to prove that I deserve success unlike other art-sharing websites similar to me, like Pixiv, even though it's also currently facing problems of its own apparently, by weathering in the same mistakes small communities or websites like YouTube make in their infancy. In order to achieve the success they enjoy today, and none of us, nor any of our users, or at least the general shitty ones plaguing me and my community and making me into the autistic man-child breeding ground I am now known for, can handle the fact that I now have the image I fucking deserve. That is basically the long and short of why I fail, but you're all not interested in hearing about that. You're most definitely more interested in hearing me rail off of a long-ass fucking list of inanimate objects I like to make sweet passionate ooga-booga snoo to on a regular basis. Well, I don't feel like doing that right now, because just like half of my user base and moderators, I am too lazy as fuck. But I can guarantee you that few of them contain the following, Raffle. Cleveland. The fact that most of the inanimate objects I have sex with are all intangible ideas, as opposed to literal inanimate objects. And finally this video. And when I make love to these things, it sounds like this. Fa. Plep. Oh. Jujaj. Kek. Swat. And that's it, because I still don't know how to reach proper orgasm. Now, if you excuse me, I am off to go and screw over my actual nice, decent and actually talented users and artists even more, and do nothing about trying to prevent myself from dying and falling into chaos even more than I already am by literally doing nothing about the shit that is plaguing my site.
Not so fast, DeviantArt. Hello, I am the Painted from Castle Crashers. My heart will be your demise. And I have been sent by my call of random to teach you a very, very unswell lesson in creativity to Bonnie Bunch way. As in I am going to fuck your ass so very, very hard and rape you to death. And then my cumulative will wash all of the cancers hitting on your site away. Now stand perfectly still and get ready for the most brutal as fucking of your life.
No. Please don't rape me, Painter from Castle Crashers. I want to continue being a massive dumpster fire of an artist sharing site and art community forever, and then go and have sex with my inanimate butt buddies. Just please don't rape me.
Well, too fucking that bitch, because I'm gonna rupture your asshole like, fucking your tight ass, this is what you get for being what you are, and for treating all your decent users like shit, and for disgracing the art community. DeviantArt is a shitty website, half of the people there do not deserve to be called artists. Considering everything you just said about yourself earlier, I hope DeviantArt gets their shit together and fixes their mistakes soon, but Lord knows that is never gonna happen. Anyway, time to come inside your ass like so, that was slow.
No! You raped me to death, you bastard.
Now that DeviantArt DeviantArt is dead, and my cum has washed all of the cancerous shit on there away. The world as well as the internet is now a much safer place. Now I'm off to go and have a super swell gay orgy with Roo Tickles and the Barney Bunch along with my butt buddy Wild Woody. See you later, you swell sexy people, and if you think this is real or take this seriously, you're without a doubt the true definition of a sick fuck.
The moral of the story is that, if you truly want to be a great artist and prove that you truly do have talent and deserve respect as an artist, here are some tips on how to do so. 1. Study and learn. Take the time to study the work of other artists you admire. Analyze their techniques, composition, use of color, and overall artistic approach. Learn from their strengths and apply those lessons to your own work. Additionally, explore art history and various art movements to gain a broader understanding of artistic principles and concepts. 2. Experiment and explore. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone and try new mediums, styles, or subject matters. Experimentation allows you to discover your artistic voice, develop a unique style, and push the boundaries of your creativity. 3. Stay persistent and motivated. The path to becoming a great artist can be challenging and require perseverance. Set realistic goals, break them down into smaller milestones, and celebrate your achievements along the way. Stay motivated by finding inspiration in your surroundings, other artists' work, or personal experiences. 4. Build a supportive network. Surround yourself with fellow artists or join art communities, where you can share ideas, seek advice, and find encouragement. Collaborate with others, attend workshops or art events, and engage in constructive discussions about art. 5. Embrace continuous learning. Artistic growth is a lifelong journey. Stay curious and never stop learning. Take advantage of online tutorials, workshops, courses, and books to expand your knowledge and skills. Attend exhibitions and explore diverse art forms to broaden your artistic perspective. 6. Seek feedback. Be open to receiving constructive criticism and feedback from other artists, mentors, or art communities. Constructive feedback can provide valuable insights and help you identify areas for improvement. Embrace both positive and negative feedback as opportunities for growth. Unless the feedback they give doesn't help you in the slightest, which in that case tell them to fuck off and let you be, but don't actually tell them that. 7. Develop your own voice. While learning from others is important, focus on developing your unique artistic voice and expressing your individuality. Find subject matters, themes, or styles that resonate with you personally and explore them in depth. Embrace authenticity and let your art reflect your inner vision and emotions. And most importantly, 8. Don't do what most of DeviantArt's user base nowadays does by literally doing none of those things I just mentioned, and do what DeviantArt just explained what half of its community is like before it got its asshole torn a new one by Painter from Castle Crashers. Becoming a great artist takes time, dedication, and perseverance. From what I learned from this one artist I used to follow, art is not a sprint, it's a fucking marathon. So again, art takes time and effort to get good at. You don't have to be like Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo Buonarroti, or any of the Renaissance artists, but still, those guys probably had to follow those same tips when they were alive, and when they were first making the Mona Lisa or the Statue of David. And hopefully DeviantArt and its moderators, as well as a few other art-sharing platforms, will get their heads out of their asses and learn that art is a lot more than they realize and treat truly great artists, or in this case smaller yet still talented artists like me, with respect, and eventually quit pandering to autistic man-children and creeps, weirdos and sickus, and several others, and learn from their mistakes, because people who do art for a living, or even for a hobby, deserve a lot more credit and respect nowadays. I'm sorry if I'm going on and on about this, but all of this is becoming a serious problem that DeviantArt and its retarded mods are doing nothing about. Also, for the record, I don't play Castle Crashers. I just wanted to use Painter after seeing him in Hydreigon's Speakonia videos. Now, if you excuse me, I am off to go and masturbate to Android 21 for the 131.69,426,982,464th time. So until then, this is Michael of Random, and I will see you all next time.